Hello friends, today I am presenting before you my own experience regarding science behind superstitions. I was then child of 9 years old. One day, myself and my parents wanted to visit Durga Puja celebration near our village about 3 kilometers away. So we started from house. My father was walking ahead, then I was, and behind my mother was there. At the time, there's no bus, no vehicles, no rickshaw. We had to go by walk. So after covering about half a kilometer, we found a cat passing before us. Seeing the cat, my father and mother came back and stopped walking. I asked, "How did you stop?" Now the cat passes before us. It is very unauspicious. It is not good sign. So we have to come back about 6 or 10 feet back. Thereafter we started. That thing I had kept in my mind. Then after crossing some kilometers, that means 2 kilometers, and I just see that my father is always telling my mother, "You always remain behind, and son should be in the middle." So I asked my parents, "Why my mother will go behind you? Why not she will go ahead of you sometimes?" He told that, "You cannot understand. You are a child. You cannot understand. Mothers, women should always go back of the men." These two things actually created curiosity in my mind. I studied science and also could know something superstitions that really science is there in behind. What actually happens? That I am to tell you. I explain you. Why we stop walking while seeing the cat before us? Because as you know, in all times, it has been established in all times by our forefathers or grandfathers and grandfathers. Because at that time there was very less literacy. The people are not highly educated. Some social customs they are placing before them. That means some wise persons, some educated persons, very rare educated, about 10% educated persons are found at that time. So they are formulating some sort of social customs through which they can show the right path to the people who are not literate. What actually means? At that time, in old times, very long years ago, there are abundant rats or mouses in the house. They are destroying our crops, our domestic things and clothes. That's why the people are keeping cats in their houses. But as you know, the cats cannot always confine inside the house. The cat moves from house to house for food or for something else. And while moving from house to house, it has to walk on the roads. So what happens if suppose you are going by some vehicles or scooters or cars, we also stop when we see the cats. The reason is that if you go ahead seeing the cat, though these cats may be killed. If the cat will be killed, their number will be less, so that they cannot kill, because as you know, the cat kills the rats. The capacity or the power of the cat to minimize the population of rat, even zero population they can do. That's why we want to save the cat. That's why while seeing the cat, we stop to because for its protection. The vehicles like scooters, like motorcycles, like cars should not go over it and should not kill it. In order to save them because they are very useful animals for the domestic purposes. Nowadays, there is no need of cats because there is no so much of disturbance by the rats because of the industrialization, because of the civilizations. So that's why it is a misnomer. That's why we always want to save the cats so that we can save our domestic materials, things, household things. Then the women, it is also customary. Second point, it has been why the women were work behind the men, forefathers. It was a women should recent years work behind the men. It was a discuss. It was a scientific reason is depth. But I know they follow this, the genes of the woman, the sex genes of the humans, that is XX. In case of men, that is XY, that is chromosome, that is sex chromosome we see. So, since this XX is there, in case of many XY is there, Y is there, Y stands for maleness, Y stands for masculinism. So, since their excess, their mind, their body are also soft, they are calm, they are gentle. And second point, so in power we see the woman has less power than the man. Second point, suppose why they walk always behind the man. The second point is that because as you know, suppose you are going through the forests and if a woman walks first, then the man, if any savage animals or harmful animals or wild animals attack, the woman may not fight against it. There the men can save the woman because they have got muscularized power. They have got power of work or they have got power of fight. Women cannot do such things. Also, the men can save the woman if they keep them behind in many of the troubles, in many of the risky phenomena. They can save the woman so that they can draw the kind or noble attention of the woman towards the men. Because their love also will increase. Because if they being protected by the men, if they go work behind the men. So I want to say that working behind the men by the woman, it is a customary phenomenon. It's and because as you know that woman needs some sort of protection, some sort of help that a man or a husband can do it. But nowadays, because of the civilization, because of the urbanization, because of the industrialization, women have become equal. I never discovered they have become equal to men. But in spite of that, that all customary is being continued. So whenever we climb up a train, suppose we climb up a train, what will happen? The men will go first, and the men will help the woman to get into the train or to get into the bus whenever they is necessary. When we are crossing the river, the men will first go whether it is deep or not, so that they can show the right path, right means to cross the rivers. In this way, in many ways, the men can save the woman from many kinds of forthcoming troubles or forthcoming distress. That's why it is not bad if woman walks behind the men. But I never discard today they are being equal to men, equal in every aspect of life. But in this context, it is not so bad. It is not so discouraging or discouraging things. So it should not be thinking otherwise. We should not think it seriously. Woman is a woman, man is a man, whatever may be. So thank you all.